What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Ali, your favorite eccentric SLO-mad. What's up, you guys? Deciding if I'm going to hold the mic or not. But today, guys, we're going to talk about the best city to visit or live in, because it's different, in Thailand. And it's probably not going to be what you think. So let's get right to it, y'all. You guys know my channel is all things traveling as a solo person, traveling as an over 50 person, traveling as a Black single woman in this great big world. And I am going to be, and I have on my channel been sharing everything about my travel journey. Well, not everything, but most of the things about my travel journey, and wanted to come on and talk to you guys and just share my insight around different cities in Thailand, because I've noticed this question come up 3 times, and it's because a lot of people are moving and shaking, especially out of the US, and everybody wants to know, where should we go? What's the best city? And you guys, if you've watched my videos, you know I say go and search and seek for yourself, but I'm going to give you a little bit of the tidbit right here in this video. We're going to try to keep it short. I'm going to try to keep it brief, y'all. I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible, but you know I'll be doing run-on sentences, so we're going to see. Leave a comment. Let me know that you enjoy this type of information. Y'all enjoy seeing me live. You like my mic. I don't have the furry top, but I'm going to hold it in my hand and see how that goes. All right. But let's talk a little bit about Thailand. Let's talk about different cities. Let's talk about where you should go and why. All right, so we're going to kick it right off, you guys. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, the notification bell, and leave me a comment. So let's get right into it. I'm going to jump off with a city that most people probably don't know about, because I didn't really know about, although I did hear about it a few years ago, but I was like, when I saw photos of it, and I was just like, it's probably not my thing. And we're going to talk about Hua Hin, y'all. It is a coastal city about a 3-hour drive from Bangkok. Probably 2.5 if you can fly in your car really fast. But even on the bus, it's a short 3-hour drive, maybe a little bit longer depending on how many stops they make. But I'm going to tell you this right out of the gate, because you guys want to know, like, how expensive is everything? You can get a simple bus ride to Hua Hin and to Bangkok back and forth between the two for $8. About 7. 8 with tax. 11 with insurance. You cannot beat that. And you could do like walk on. You could pretty much go like any to major stops in the city. So easy. They have Grab, just like Bangkok, so on and so forth. But the reason Hua Hin is so awesome, I'm gonna say, and I was so surprised, is it's much more built up than you would expect for it to be. Especially when you see the pictures. Like, they need to update their photos, I think. Welcome, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel for the first time if you're here for the first time, or welcome back if you are joining again. And click that subscribe button and notification bell, guys. We're talking all things Thailand. Please don't post any crazy stuff on my page, because you will be blocked. Okay. All right. Let's have a good day. It is morning time here for me, or afternoon, 12:44 p.m. for me here in on the coast of Thailand. So anyway, Hua Hin, y'all. Hey everybody. Hey Brad. Hey Ray 3, so on and so forth. Whoever else is on, you guys. So it's a coastal city, and what's really nice, yes, it is really close to Bangkok, so you could be far away and close enough if you want to go back and forth to the different things that they offer. But like any city or I should say most metropolitan built up cities close to Bangkok or in and around Thailand, you're going to have all the same basics. And I mean, like, literally, I was so surprised that there was everything there. Huge, big, major malls there, all the stores. Okay, there's no Coach store. Well, actually, there might have been. It might have been like this. One of the malls has like some mini stores, like Prada and stuff like that. So they may have a little mini Coach store, but you can pop up to Bangkok if you want to go to a Coach store, if you really, really are feeling it, right? Or pop over here to Phuket. Okay. But everything is at your fingertips. They've got luxury all the way down to basic stuff like hostels and, the red light district street, if that's your thing. They got upscale restaurants. Everything is great. The price for everything. I mean, you're talking about like so expediently moving around the city is dirt cheap unless it's like rush hour or really late. So don't go like an hour to 2 hours away and then try to get a grab to go back at 6 or 7 p.m. You might have a hard time. But other than that, and the people are really awesome. It's a smaller city. People will say that it is more like a boomer city, like my age demographic, people who want to chill, but you got some party options in there. But it's a different kind of nightlife vibe. And, it's great for families. The condos and stuff. I'm going to tell y'all this right out the gate because this is the question that most people ask. Can I find an apartment? What are the options? Everybody shows like the cheap apartments in Bangkok. And I'm going to tell you, Bangkok is not the cheapest right now. Like I've been struggling with Bangkok this year on GP. Even after the earthquake, I feel like Bangkok is higher, and finding really nice, like 1-bedroom condo style short-term apartments has been more difficult than I expected to be. Whereas in Hua Hin, you can stay in a great condo, great apartment for easily $22 a night. All right. Okay. So Hua Hin is top. I'm gonna give it a number one. It's very walkable. The beaches are beautiful. That's the other thing. Let me talk about the beach right quick. So everybody knows Thailand for the Phuket and the Krabi areas and that crystal clear blue water. It is. It's probably one of the best, not the entire best in the world, but one of the best. And Hua Hin does not have like beautiful crystal clear water like that, but it's like bath water. It's beautiful in terms of swimming in, and the beaches are huge. So a lot of cities on the coast in places like Pattaya and Phuket along the coast, the beaches are shrunken a little bit, and there's so much tourism that there's nowhere to walk around. This is slow season, so maybe why Hua Hin has a little bit more space, but I also think it's because everybody hasn't figured it out yet. You know, Junior, you're an idiot. And I'm going to say that out loud before I block you and report you. For hate speech. Boom. There. You guys, let's not do it. Let's keep it clean and keep it professional and keep it about Thailand. Okay. So yeah, right now it is supposed to be rainy season, and I'm gonna flip my screen since I'm live. I'm on the coast. So not necessarily a beautiful view out of my window, but it was just storming 2.2 seconds ago, like storming, and over in 5 minutes, y'all. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. Like yesterday, it was literally raining forever. I'm removing all you guys that are popping on saying crazy things. Just know that that's not what we do here. Okay? Ask me something about Thailand, say something about travel, and you can stay. If not, deuces, you out. Okay? All right. So anyway, Hua Hin, like to me, meets the criteria for housing, accommodations, in terms of good pricing and good quality. I stayed at the La Casita. I highly recommend that, even as a short-term and long-term option. Beautiful, right in the middle of campus of town, in the area where it's easily walkable on either side. Grabs is easy. I would say Hua Hin is great for their beaches, for the water, for activity and access to bigger cities. And they do have an airport there. That's the one downfall. The one thing I will say about Hua Hin that is not great is if you want to fly to a neighboring city like Phuket, it's like there's no direct flights. It goes somewhere else, maybe to Bangkok and then to Phuket, which is kind of defeating the purpose because why not just jump in the van? They also are on the main circuit for trains and buses. All right, y'all, that's my 2 cents on Hua Hin. Chrissy, you said, you can leave emojis, just no hate speech. Like the person that used the N-word on my page. Don't do that. Okay. You want to do happy emojis and thumbs ups and all that good stuff? By all means. But nothing crazy because I'll report ya. Okay, you guys. So, okay, my next city. Y'all, okay, so a lot of people like inland cities or ask about inland cities. So I'm not going to say this is the best city, but I'm going to talk about Chiang Mai a little bit. And the reason I'm going to talk about Chiang Mai is because it is far enough up north that you get different types of weather. I felt like it was hot all the time, but I guess it can have more of a rainy kind of damp season. It can have a kind of rainy or damp season, and then they do have I call it smoke out season, but the burn season, and the burn season can be something, tough, especially if you struggle with, any asthmatic conditions or anything like that. And so, Chiang Mai is great for people who want more nature. Like if you want to go to really nice, sustainable type tourism, natural tourism like elephants and things like that, where you don't want to, patronize the places that don't care too much about the animals. And we could talk about elephant tourism, animal tourism around the globe, because I have my personal opinions, things that I've done in the past, things that I won't do anymore. But if you're really into nature and you want a different kind of walk of life with still knowing and having that Thai feel, like I feel like Chiang Mai is one of those places, and you can either be in the heart of the city, like in that kind of Kingdom Moat old town area, or you can be on the outskirts. You can have suburban life. You can also have more of a local style type life and living in, local type housing, traditional housing, so to speak, all the way to living like truly in nature. So Chiang Mai gives you, I feel like that type of feel built up and maybe a little bit more kind of conducive or in line with the kind of the housing and the lifestyle that we want without the big city, but a big city feel. And they got malls and everything down there. Immigration is really easy down there, but there's no beaches. So if you are a water person, like I think they have a few lakes around some parks and stuff like that. But if you are a real water person, that might be kind of a negative. And it's not a close and a quick bus ride. It's not a close and a quick train ride. Easiest thing is to take a flight, which means that you do have to go to an airport, but it's typically very cheap to fly to in and out of Chiang Mai. And then going to Chiang Rai, which has the white dragon city area, which I haven't been to yet, y'all. I haven't been. Is like a 3-hour drive because there's no flight, and that's into Chiang Rai. Okay, so I would say Chiang Mai is a very good, viable option if you are looking for like seclusion. Really, if you want to be able to walk around, there's different like pockets of town, and you want to be able to walk around and have a little bit of access to people. You want to like walk down the street that has all the club kind of bars and all that stuff at night, after 5 o'clock, but without it being like red light district. Chiang Mai is kind of the place. If you're 420 friendly, Chiang Mai was like really big. I don't know if they're changing that all across Thailand, but when I was there, it was like you have coffee with your 420, you have a donut with your literally they had places like that. So if you're into that life, that's a great place. And I found that it was chill for people who live that life. Whereas Thailand, just in general, I think is chill, but I feel like Chiang Mai was just like very aloof with it. So anyway, check out Chiang Mai. It might be an option. It might be a great, um, it might be a great option for some of you guys who are looking for something outside of Bangkok. Um, then I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you Bangkok. So I was going to talk about Phuket because I'm here in Phuket. And I'll give you a little tidbit about why I would put Phuket on that list, even though, a lot of people think of it as a big tourism place. But let me talk about Bangkok really quick. And the reason I'm going to add Bangkok to this list is because I was not a Bangkok fan. So I've been coming to Thailand, y'all. I'm having my Thai coffee. I've been coming to Thailand since 2019. And pretty much every year I end up in Thailand. And so it has become like a home away from home. But Bangkok was always like my pastor city. It was kind of my bridge to everything else. It's so much cheaper to fly out of like BKK or DMK, which are the two major airports in Bangkok. Hey, Rashawn, thanks so much. Are you a traveler? Have you been to Thailand? Leave me a comment, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you all so very much, for real, for Rizzle. So anyway, I've been coming to Bangkok in and out. So every time I think I fly into the country, I fly in through Bangkok and then kind of make my way around. And I've always been like, ugh, because what we do, number one, I'm going to tell you why. Typically, we fly into Bangkok. We stay in the touristy area, which is close to Chinatown. And everybody knows every Chinatown you go to is going to be like a Chinatown. So a lot of like congestion really close to the tourism spots and just a lot happening. And that can be a turnoff. But I want you to know that that's not the life outside of that area. Like there are really nice upscale areas. There are more kind of local areas, and there's areas that are like right on their public transportation lines, which make life in Bangkok just amazing. Okay. So this is the deal. When you come to Bangkok for the first time, do your tourism stuff. If you've got the ability to stay for 2 to 4 weeks, do your first week down in that area if you so deem it necessary, down in the tourist area where the Grand Palace and Wat Ron and Arun and the the river boats and dinner cruises and all that. Do all that. Get your photo ops, all that good stuff. Do that and then bounce. Okay, so then go to anywhere, honestly, on the Green Line, the Sukhumvit line, anywhere, even up north to Ari area. I called it something else, Chatta Nut. Y'all know, yeah, y'all know which area I'm talking about. Where the building collapsed when they had this the last earthquake. Not trying to scare y'all, but I'm just saying the building was being built and it was in the early stages. Anyway, so a lot of people know it for that, or the I'm saying it wrong. Market. There's a huge market over there. So anyway, if you stay anywhere along that green Sukhumvit line, you pretty much have access to the MRT, which is their metro, their subway train station, as well as the BTS, which is the above ground sky train. And then you have access to all of the branch off kind of trains that you can jump on as well. And then of course they have regular public transportation and then Grab, which is like our Uber. But the reason I say to stay along that Sukhumvit line from Ari all the way down to Bang is because you get access to everything. There's like these little kind of neighborhoods per BTS stop, and you're going to get something slightly different in each one. So a lot of people come here and they go to Siam and MBK. To when they go to Bangkok, you go to Siam, you go to MBK, and you want to shop and you want to do all of that, and then you're just like, oh no, I couldn't live here, it's too loud, it's too. Nowhere else is like that. I mean, it is, but it's not. There's literally a mall at every BTS stop, literally, with a like I want to say food court, but one of their like Terminal 21 eatery areas where you can get that really inexpensive food. So, a lot of people are like, eat street food. You got to eat street food. Everybody can't eat street food. Everybody doesn't want necessarily to eat street food, like literally from the street. Although I'm going to tell you, a lot of the carts are pretty clean. Like, they are very, very hygiene oriented, especially with their street food and stuff like that. So it's really just a personal choice. But what I will tell you is that if you are vegetarian or vegan, street food on the street in your food demographic is going to be hard to find. Like, everything is meat. Everything is meat, or everything is fried, or it's bugs. Just keep it real. I mean, that's not vegetarian either if you're eating bugs. But so what I find is it's hard for me to find street food that I would eat. So I prefer these cafeteria style places that you can go to, and Bangkok has. It's literally one at every mall, and it's usually in the basement, and that's an Asian thing, so I mean, it might be an all over thing, but I feel like it started in Asia because even China has it like that. But basically, you go down to that bottom floor and you find, or well, Terminal 21 is not on the bottom, it's on the kind of on the top. But anyway, they have their kind of cafeteria style dining, and you can get a card, which I'll show you guys, at these different places that you can use. So I can do two things at once. Let me just show you. So some of the benefit of being in these places and being able to get good priced food. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50 baht, which is $1.50 for a plate. Like a whole meal, really, more times than not. Especially if you eat meat, you can get a whole lot. For me as a vegetarian, I do have to be selective. Like, there's sometimes some places that are like specifically vegetarian, which I love, or vegan or whatever. But there's always going to be more meat eating places, and these are the cards like for different ones. This is Hua Hin. This is Hua Hin. This is my Terminal 21. And actually, I think I have a couple of other cards back in Bangkok. I have a couple of other cards back there. This is the other card. So if you have a BTS SkyTrain card, you can actually use your rabbit card at some of the other eateries, and it serves as like a card to get food, like a credit card for Thailand specifically, without having to get all these multiple cards. But anyway, I have all the multiple cards. So that's another thing. You get to walk around and be in the space with locals, but then also have access to other people who share some of the lifestyle that you're living. So that's one of the things I look for when I travel. Is I love the authentic feel, but I also, and so I like a mix of the local interaction, which can sometimes seem scarce, but it's something that's possible if you kind of travel like I do. If you learn some of the tactical skills to do this, which I can share with you, or you can get them from my travel course, shameless plug. My travel course is right now on Teachable, but you can get it in. It'll be in the description, y'all. It's on my link tree, and you can get the travel course. I'm also gonna move the travel course into a digital format as well, ebook kind of format. If you're a person who doesn't like to sit and watch a video kind of thing, and there's 8 modules around, getting started traveling, like how you start doing this and living this life and having the confidence to do it, and kind of figuring your way out, because everyone's experience is not 100% the same, but some of the things that we may encounter may be the same. And so literally what I do is I kind of walk you through some of the basics of how to navigate the space. And so I feel like when I talk about Bangkok, it's really reflective of my experience since last year. So last year I popped back over to Thailand. This is how I ended up loving Bangkok, and learning so much more about it outside of that tourism area that most of us automatically are drawn to or just go to, or we're advised to go to. Travel agents, everyone tell you to go to the same area. You go to the same area, you get the same tour guides, you get the same experience. It's not an experience. It's a regurgitated, and that's fine if that's what you want, right? We do that all over the world. Anywhere we go, to these cookie cutter type tours, and we see the same thing that everybody else sees that we saw on our Instagram, so we can take the same Instagram photo. We do. And then we go, oh, I wouldn't live there. But I'm going to tell you, most places have something outside of that cookie cutter experience that you should really take the opportunity to explore and see, right? Especially if you've got the time. If you're afraid to do it, I'm your girl. I'm the one who kind of walk you through what this process looks like and how to build the confidence up so that you can be successful doing this. So last year I was in India, and I was going to stay in India for 3 months, and it just didn't happen. I got some videos on India, and kind of why it did not work out for me to stay for 3 months. You got to be prepared for India. That's what I'm going to say in this video. So anyway, a quick flight out of India where I didn't need any visa application or anything like that was Thailand. It's like $117 with all my bags and everything. Well, I ended up paying a little bit extra to carry a bigger bag, from Mumbai to Bangkok. Planned on being in Bangkok for a couple of weeks to hang out for a little bit, kind of chill, and then apply for my visa over to Vietnam, which usually only takes like 2 or 3 days, usually like 2 days, not counting weekends, to get your visa if you're a U.S. passport holder, to Vietnam. And ended up staying along the Sukhumvit line this time when I went, and first of all, felt like I was right at home. Upon entering Thailand, I was like, oh, this is home, feeling comfortable, all those things, even though I hadn't been. That was 2024. When's the last time I was in Thailand? I think it was either earlier that year or the year before. I don't know. I lose track of my days, my years, and when I'm there, and when I'm here, and when I'm in different places. But it felt so great and so just comfortable, just walking around, just like I'd been in that neighborhood. And it was a new neighborhood. I was in Bang Not. And then I started like looking around that area, and then I picked up a couple houses. You guys, that's another thing that I do when people ask what are ways to go and visit places that you would normally not go to, or it's busy season and super expensive. How do you supplement income? And or if you're just a person who loves furries and you don't have your own furry, how do you kind of fill that void? So I house sit. You want to know more about that, please ask me, or check out my playlist. I have information on how to house sit as well, through a really great platform, or you do it outside of the platform, which I feel like is more risk, but that's a conversation for another day. But with Bangkok, what I found is right along that line, you get a little bit of everything. So you get a mix of a little bit of tourism. So there's going to be some things to look out for in terms of price gouging and stuff like that. With like the tuk-tuks and, the little neighborhoods that have little red light areas like Nana and stuff like that. You're going to have those kinds of things. Just know what to look for. And then you're going to have your more expensive upscale type restaurants, coffee shops, even street food, where you can tell that they're charging what they would charge locals. So like if I go and I get like a platter of fruit like papaya, more times than not I should be able to get it for like 30 baht, and that's That's cheap, but sometimes expensive depending on where you are, because I can get it also for 20 baht, but the real big packages for 30 baht, that's like $1.10 for some cut up huge chunks of papaya. You can literally go to a tourist area and they're charging 100 for the same package or less, right? So you get a nice mix of all of that. You get the access to the transportation, public transportation, which is, can be anywhere from 12 baht to 48 baht per ride, depending on how far you're going, because it's per station stop, like anywhere else in the world. And access to whatever type of food I want, whether I want a basic, like, sit down local baby chair kind of Thai experience, to a, true all out vegan experience, to, whatever type of food genre that I want. If I want Italian, if I want pizza, so there's a little bit of everything. And then one of the cool things about Bangkok is co-working spaces that they don't charge you for. Like being able to find places where it's just a thing to go in and work or to sit. And there's these little nooks and crannies in different places, in different mall settings and stuff like that, where you can literally bring your own food, your own drinks, if you want, and or patronize something that's in that particular mall, that building or whatever. But it is so nice to be able to go to places and kind of bounce around and work, or do whatever. Have the right visa for it. Okay, I have a DTV, so I can work. But it's nice to have access to something like that without being, picking up a membership, especially if you're popping in and out of a place. Now there's also the access to true co-working spaces that charge you co-working, a fee for a desk, and having endless coffee options and stuff like that. And they have those all over the city as well. I just felt like once I got to that area and started looking at apartments and housing and short-term this and short-term that and storage units and things like that, there was just so much accessibility in Bangkok, kind of at like my fingertips, that it became one of the cities that I highly recommend now. And I'm telling you, before this time last year, November, yeah, it was not on my list. And so those are the three I'm gonna give you guys for right now. That's Hua Hin, Chiang Mai. I have to think about which one I gave you guys, and Bangkok. That's cities. So you get true inner city, you get a little bit of nature, and then you get that coastal vibe. You want to know anything more about places like Koh Samui, which I was at a couple years ago, Phuket, which I've come in and out of quite often. This is probably my fifth time in Phuket, fifth or sixth time in Phuket, and staying in like slightly different areas. So I know a little bit about Phuket. There's things that change, but things that remain the same. So I can share with you a little bit about from that aspect, I should say. And I've been to Pattaya. So I've been to a couple areas that have that tropical kind of feel in terms of the look, with the trees and the beach and the water, all the way to your congested city life. So you guys, ask away. If you got questions, ask away. But those are the three that I'm going to suggest that you consider outside of the norm. Go down, get your party on, and bounce out. If you're planning on staying for a little bit, there are a lot of different options, and I'm just giving you the ones that are still very accessible. You don't need to know anybody. I'm not living out, in the stick, so to speak. And I'll tell you, I met a girl when I was in Hua Hin, and she's been living there for 2 years. She literally has a place that's about 40 minutes away. She rents a scooter, which is very easy to do here, y'all. You can get your license from the US, but you can also You can also just rent one because I did in Koh Samui, didn't have a license, and they just rented to me for a month, like $88 for the entire month. But she lives out in the sticks somewhere, but it's close enough. She's by herself with her dog, and she rides her bike in and out daily or every other day, even on the weekends, even at night after partying, and is completely safe. She's paying $180 a month for her place. You can find stuff like that if you are willing to kind of dig in, spend a little time, and learn a little bit about the area, learn about the culture, and understand what you need to be successful and to survive in these areas. Okay, so it's like anywhere. Even in the States, you've got highs and lows. So don't think that, you go to a place and everything is going to be, you're staying at the Waldorf and it's going to cost you $10 a night. That isn't how it works. Plus, the world is becoming hip to um, price gouging, especially during certain times of the year. So just be aware of those types of things. Don't go in completely blind, especially if you're planning on staying long term. What do you like to do for fun? I do. Okay, so one of the things that I'm planning on doing again, I don't know if I'll be able to do it this time because it is rainy season, but paragliding. Y'all, if you have not paraglided, if you've never paraglided, first of all, Phuket is one of the best places to do it in. Okay, I'm just going to blow that up because it was such a great experience that I had. And it was very inexpensive and very professional. Of course, find the right company, look at reviews. If there's anything bad, just pick another one because they're endless. But I love stuff like that. I love nature. I love just being able to walk. I love live music sets, like, that start before 10 p.m. I'm in that age demographic. Can y'all start at 6, please? And that's one of the things that I find about Asian countries is, well, let's just say east of the US, most of the places, Europe, Asia, and stuff, you see their nightlife, even with the families and stuff, starts late at night, like starts after 8 o'clock, and it's because it's hot. So you'll see a lot of entertainment and things. You'll see a lot of kids out and stuff like that, which is really cool. But one of the cool things also is to be in a place where if I'm walking down the street, there might be a live music set that's at 6 p.m. And I can get into some live music. I don't have to pay a cover charge to get in. I can come in. I don't have to drink if I don't want to. But, I can patronize or whatever. And it's super chill. And you get to meet other people and, also get like a good vibe. Get your rock on. And there's so many genres. Because I'm going to tell you, Asian people they karaoke with the best. Like they are like some of the best karaokeers. And what do you call it? Cover artists. Like they do some good covers, so you'll get a little bit of everything. I like all of that. I love doing natural animal excursions, primarily elephants and things like that, but things where you get to see them in their real habitat. So safaris are fantastic. They don't necessarily have safaris here, but you can literally live in a apartment and have elephants in your backyard. You really can. So there's so many different options and things like that. And then I love being in a space where I have an opportunity to commune with different types of people who are traveling like me, so we have something in common, people who are my age demographic, so we have something in common, people who are completely different walks of life. So I learn something new from the people that I am walking amongst every day, right? So those are some of the things. Anything that does not, there's not a whole like cloud over it, where there's some good positive energy. I'm a big energy seeker, and it could be something as simple as walking down the street in one of these like market areas and just looking at all the markets. So, oh, I love a good fruit and veggie or produce market. I love a good produce market, and people who like to go to produce markets are like my best friends. Like, let's go. Ooh, let's look at the type of lettuces they have. So yeah, no, there's so much cool stuff, you guys. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful. I may leave this video up for a week or two. I don't know. We're gonna see if people like the information share or what happens with it. But you guys come back if this is something that you like and you want to, you know, get more information about different places like this. It doesn't even have to be Asia. It doesn't have to be Thailand. It could be Europe. I've been around Europe. I've been in Africa. I have so much to share on a basic level. If you guys want it, just ask me for it. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. This is all I got for you today. I just wanted to kind of keep it as short as I possibly could. I'm under an hour. I feel like that's short. So you guys, if this was helpful, if the information is, kind of drilling down to what you're interested in knowing before you visit a place, please leave me a comment and let me know that. Click the subscribe button, the notification bell, and let me know what other places, countries, and or cities you're interested in hearing about. And who knows, that may be the next live talk. Y'all, I'm going to get out of here. You guys know the drill if you know me. If you don't, toodles and noodles, peace and hair grease.